In the past, the secret to victory in World of Tanks Blitz was only for the chosen ones. So everything you're about to see has to stay between us. And don't leave any comments. I'm sure you don't want this video to start trending and become popular. Get ready, you're going to learn how to win on Rockfield. This map used to be very different. Now it's more spacious and has a number of interesting positions that allow you to use different effective tactics. Players whose victory rate improves faster than the price of Bitcoin will help us in this tutorial. Learn from the best. Rockfield is an almost symmetrical map. If your team has a good position, a similar position will be available to the enemy team. Go to this position on the exposed side of the mountain, a little lower than base C in a slow, well-armored tank. This spot is great for effectively using your turret armor. Hide your hull behind the hill, inflict damage, and roll back. If the enemy has a little HP left, attack them. Together with allies, block other enemy tanks near the base. Destroy them one by one, but don't leave your position behind the mountain. This hill is another position on the same flank, for tanks with strong turrets and good elevation and depression angles. Carefully go forward. Block damage with your turret, shoot, and immediately go back. Such positional shooting can take a while, but it will definitely end in your favor. There's also a good position for tanks with strong frontal armor on the opposite flank, on the hill between two bunkers. If you don't come across enemies here at the beginning of the battle, keep going. You'll spot a tank destroyer hiding behind cover when you come close enough to the capture point. Take some of its HP and retreat to your last position, where slow enemy heavy tanks will be by that time. From here, you'll be able to fend off enemy attacks for quite a long time. If the enemy still pushes forward, explain to them why practicing social distancing is important. The outcome of a flanking maneuver between heavy tanks often depends on the number of vehicles fighting. If there are many allies in your direction, use that to your advantage. Take up a position by the hill, not far from the bunker. Hide your hull behind cover, play aggressively, and destroy some tracks. Once enemies have little HP, attack. In a medium tank, use the bushes in the center of the map at the start of the battle. From here, you can spot enemies going to the left flank. Catch and shoot them as they pass. Drummers will appreciate this position the most. After that, go to this flank and help your allies contain the enemy attack. It's best to do it from your base. Go around the mountain, carefully roll forward and fire through the bushes. They won't know what hit them. Another good option for a medium tank to start a battle from is this position on the exposed side of the cliff. The bushes will hide you until the first shot, and then you'll be able to spot an enemy and exchange some HP with them. Moreover, this position will let you see which tanks are moving to base C, thus allowing you and your allies to plan your maneuvers on this flank. Rockfield can be a fun shooting ground for tanks with good elevation and depression angles. From the side of the lower base on the right flank, carefully move forward from behind the hill, inflict damage and roll back to reload. The enemy won't be able to return an answer. Another option is to play a medium tank like a light tank and spot enemy positions. Near the bunker, there's a hill from which you can safely spot enemies. If you meet tanks you can't handle, quickly change the flank. There's nothing heroic about returning to the garage during the first 30 seconds of a battle. Enemies will follow you, but you'll meet them fully armed and under cover. The bushes will keep you safe until the first shot, and the big rock will hide your hull. It won't be hard to deal with your pursuers. The tactics for a tank destroyer depend on whether it has strong armor. If it doesn't, occupy the position on the hill near the base and aim at the hill on the opposite side. If your allies are good at spotting, you'll see your target right away. In the same direction, other enemy tanks will appear in your reticle. You know what to do. As soon as you see that the left and right flanks are clear, move closer to the enemy tank destroyer positions. Spot enemies from the hill in front of the bunker and destroy them on your own. Accuracy and safety will lead you to victory. Here are some examples of playing on the opposite side of the map. It's the same position for tank destroyers. Control several important lines of fire simultaneously and damage tanks that are on their way to their positions. After that, go to the right flank. Get settled among the rocks on the approach to Base A and damage enemies within your view range. Then move forward. Near the base, shoot at the tanks on the opposite flank. They'll be occupied by your allies, and when you damage them, there's nothing they'll be able to do about it. If your tank destroyer has good armor, go closer to the active fighting area. Find a safe place by Base C with some bushes and rocks to serve as cover. Fire at heavy and medium tanks at short range and at tank destroyers at long range. And don't forget to roll back after each shot. For dessert, we have two peculiar positions for tank destroyers on the flank with the bunker. If you're sure that the coast is clear, go up the mountain near the doors of the big hangar. Eliminate the enemy tank destroyer that typically waits in this spot. And then go forward and climb up one more hill on the other side of the hangar doors. Damage the tanks that are fighting at long range. But don't spend the whole battle in these hills. Once there's nothing for you to do, go down and drive to the base in the center so that you can help your team. The main task for a light tank at the beginning of the battle is spot, so head out to the position near the bushes at Base C. From there, you can easily see enemy tank destroyers. Spot them and shoot. Another good position for a light tank is the hill not far from the center of the map. From there, you can spot enemy vehicles passing by, and even shoot a little. Use this map how you need it, then flank the enemy. Bushes near a pile of rocks will hide you until the first shot. Then play like you normally would. Hide behind cover and fire when you have a chance. If you want, if you're in a light tank, you can play along with medium tanks. Right after the battle starts, occupy the position here behind this hill. You'll be the first to get there, and the effect of this surprise will play in your favor. Shoot and hide right away. There are also a couple of tricks for skilled commanders. If you start the battle at the upper base, go to the left flank. Find an inconspicuous way up through the rocks. You'll save time and unleash fire at enemies from an unusual position. When there's nothing left for you to do, go to your base and climb up the mountain. You'll have to hone your skills in the training room, but it'll be worth it. You'll be able to use plenty of new firing lines, but it's important not to go there at the very beginning of the battle. Remember, a light tank's mission is spot, not rock climb. Players at the lower base also have some unusual positions to work with. Go up the hill by Base B. Fire at tanks you managed to spot. As soon as you're spotted, descend and act as the situation requires by spotting, shooting, changing flanks, or popping out of unexpected places. Rockfield is a big playground for courageous experiments. Take unusual positions and victory will be yours. Subscribe to our channel, stay tuned, and hone your skills by watching new videos.